Howdy folks, thanks for stopping by. Well, today we're going to be taking a quick look at the Ruger LC9s Pro. Just got my hands on this. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, but I'll give you my impressions on it. Now, of course, in the box you get all of the typical stuff you get. You know, it comes in the bag, comes with your manual and your warranty card and your Ruger stickers and your safety lock, and it came with this little nifty little rubber band around the grip and a little sticker on there, and it comes with a different base plate if you want to change out the base plate to a flat base plate instead of this extended one. I happen to like the extended one, so I'll be leaving that on there. And it comes with your chamber flag, and it comes shipped with that in there, so you can stick it in there and it keeps the slide back a little bit, of course, and you can look real quick and see that it's empty. So let's shovel all that back in there and get to the fun stuff. As always, when you pick it up, even if you checked it before, make sure it's empty. Now, a few things that are different about this. You may be familiar with the Ruger LC9, popular little pocket 9mm. I have one, you have one, everyone has one, and they're just great little shooters. But there were a few things that people didn't like about them, and those are hammer fired. So they came up with the LC9s, which is striker fired. So with the striker fired, you no longer have that little hammer hiding in the back of the slide. And let me get my handy dandy professional pointer. That's right, it's a Days Inn pen. I stole it. You get the trigger safety. Now, I don't know if you can see that against my shirt. There's a little thing sticking out there that goes back and forth. So that thing has to be pressed down and then the trigger pulled, or it won't fire. So let's see if I can demonstrate that just with my fingers on the side of the trigger. No. See, that little safety finger isn't being pushed, so I cannot pull the trigger. But if my finger is pushing on that, the trigger will pull. And the trigger pull, you may ask, on this, that was one of the other things that people didn't like about the original LC9, is the long double action trigger pull. And I'll have to agree with that. The first time I shot it, I thought, what in the world? But a few rounds, I was able to get used to it. The reset on it, I thought was okay. And wow, we're going to have to talk over the furnace. Okay, well, we're out in the reloading shop, and it's cold and snowy and icy out, so we have to put up with that. Anyway, so the trigger pull on this one, I'll just give you an example of the travel. See if you can see that against my shirt. It has pretty decent. And then the reset, we'll see if we can hear it. Nope, couldn't hear it. Anyway, so it has a nice consistent trigger with a good brake on it. Or at least I think it is. I haven't shot it yet, I'll tell you that up front, with a nice brake on it. So I'm really looking forward to taking this out. Now, the difference between the LC9s and the LC9s Pro is that there's no external safety. And you know, that's a personal thing. You want one, you don't want one, whatever. That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you one way or another. Another thing is that it does not have the magazine disconnect. Now, on the other ones, if the magazine comes out and they're still around in the chamber, it will not let you fire it. But on the LC9s Pro, if you're doing drills, or God forbid you're in a firefight and that magazine comes out, you still have one in the chamber, you can still fire that round. So anyway, that's the basics of the LC9s Pro. I am really looking forward to getting this thing out to the range if it ever thaws out here enough. And as I said, I do have the original LC9, and I'll do a quick little comparison here so you can see. Now, how big is that thing, Grizz? Well, to tell you the truth, if you happen to see my other recent video on the Bond Derringer, they're not that dissimilar in size. I already put that away. But just kind of, everyone knows how big a standard 1911 is. So we'll get out the SR 1911 and show you side by side on top of each other, and then from the back. That's how big it is. Now for me, of course, I love the 1911. There's just nothing quite like it. This holds good in my hand. It's comfortable. I like that extended base plate on the magazine. The new trigger I like. I like that it doesn't have an external safety. Again, that's up to you. It's all a matter of what you're comfortable with, what you're going to be using it for. If you're carrying it, some people, that might give them pause not to have that external safety. For me, you don't have that, but you do have the trigger safety, and you have the most important safety of all, which is up here. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to start, taking the business. So anyway, there you go. That's the LC9s Pro. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you stop back again. Hope to see you down the trail. Until then, watch your top knot.